So how did I, Zebulon Pike, display adventure? Well, it started when my men and I were along the Arkansas River when I saw a small blue cloud in the distance. It was unlike anything I had seen before. It only looked to be a day's journey to reach the Grand Peak. I decided to venture to the mountain, taking the doctor and 2 lieutenants to companion me on the trip. It was November 27th, 1806. 3 of my men and I started to hike the southeast side of the mountain, hoping to reach the base of the mountain by nightfall. That was not the case. The flat plains of the west deceived me, and it ended up taking twice as long to reach the mountain. Once we did reach the base of the mountain, I was astonished by the height of the mountain. It was unlike anything I had seen before. But my trip to the summit would have to wait until tomorrow. We called it a night, and early the next morning, after eating the last of the food, my men and I started on our journey to reach the summit of the mountain. Because we were only expected to be up there a day, we only took a handful of items that we needed that day, and left the rest at camp on the base of the mountain. But after a few hours, we learned that this hike wasn't going to be easy. The snow started to become deeper and deeper, sometimes reaching up to my waist. And because I was still in my summer clothes, the cold, snowy weather was getting to me. My body was becoming numb, and I could not feel much of anything. I could see the same effects of the snowy weather on my men. And with night fast approaching and being too far to go back to camp, I decided that we would rest for the night and continue the following morning. I found a small cave which became our home for the night. My men and I huddled together in order to keep warm. But still, that night was the coldest night I had ever experienced. I could feel my teeth rattle and my body shake. The coldness kept me up all night, and the next morning I was feeling weak and fatigued, but I knew I was close to the peak, or at least I thought I was. When I reached what I thought was the peak, I could see to the north of me a grand peak, triple the size of the one I was standing on now. This was a huge disappointment. I knew that was the peak that I saw in the Arkansas. I still wanted to go to the Grand Peak, but my men thought otherwise. My men wanted to go back down to the river, while I thought we should finish the trip. But knowing we were not prepared for the journey, I headed back down the mountain. It took us 3 days to make it to the base of the mountain and back to the rest of my men on the Arkansas River. And all the way, I felt ashamed that I did not stand upon the cloud that I saw on the Arkansas River.